Hello, this video is on what we might call a little bit the path of the phoenix and how spiritual evolution has an impact on personal development. Now, sometimes these can be separated to a fair degree, and quite often there are some dark results that emanate out from people who develop certain types of spiritual skill without the development of the human itself. So how do these go hand in hand? Well, as we are progressing through the spiritual process and finding ourselves in union with more and more refined light substance, what happens is anything that is more dense starts to dissolve into what is less dense. And most, if not all, of personality, and that's what you're working with the personal development, is working to change who you are, most of that stuff is dense. Now, the problem with trying to change ourselves is the thing, let's follow along with this, the thing that is leading the charge of change is the very thing itself that needs to change. Okay, so the thing that is leading the charge of change, that's part of ourself, is the very thing that needs to be different, which makes a lot of healing and self-work pretty much like shooting yourself in the foot. So we can make progress, but very, very often we find that we relapse very quickly into old ways. So the new habits are merely, superficial painting, because the thing that is acting out those habits is still the old thing, the old version of us. So, which is still alive in the present. So when we are unifying from the spiritual perspective with more refined and more refined and more refined light substance, it starts to very naturally filter out all those old densities. And what happens is we become something new, right? So the phoenix burns up and gets reborn from the ashes. In this sense, it is a new being that is born from those ashes. We incinerate, the old self gets incinerated and something new is present. And really good indications that you are becoming a new thing is like surprise when situations and how you engage with life changes, and you're surprised at not acting as the old you would have. You are a new thing, and you're not feeling, say, the static of the situation and trying to navigate it. It simply cannot, those strings in us don't exist anymore to be plucked. So the resonance with those old situations and habits doesn't exist in us. And therefore we are essentially immune to, or existing from a more refined space than those old ways. They can't exist together. You can't have that density and be living in a higher alchemical state. So, how do we do this? Well, you do a lot of spiritual practice. You do a lot of work with exploring surrender and non-self in relation to more and more refined substrates of energy. And we act towards ourselves with a care, a compassion, and a non-attachment, which we should specify. A non-attachment is not apathy. We want to act and perceive with an equanimity which allows for what is there for the energies present to ebb and flow, to shift and change, to dance and transmute. But we don't want to be practicing, and that's what we want to, I guess, do what you want. But I find that it's very easy for people exploring this stuff to choose apathy, because it can present the illusion that we are above ourselves. So, work the spiritual path, be sincere with who and what we are right now, and allow for a change to occur so that we can be born anew again and again and again and again and again, slowly becoming a more and more and more free entity, to act, to think, to feel, and to exist from a truthful place. And this is a constant process that's constantly evolving. And I really like the phoenix metaphor, assuming that the bird that's born from the ashes is a new thing, a new entity. All right, thanks for your time. Hope you enjoyed this. Bye.